and it sold really quickly, just in a day. I guess someone wants it for ugly Christmas sweaters. It's not really Christmassy, but it is ugly. So, I don't know. Hi, I'm Camilla.
And I'm Kang, and we are the
FI
FI Resellers.
Welcome back to our channel. We are part-time resellers on places like eBay, Facebook Marketplace, Poshmark, Mercari. So what we do is we buy things cheap at thrift stores and at garage sales, and we sell it for more online, and that's how we make some extra money for us. We are just part-time, but we love to share our sales with you, and that's what we're gonna do in this video. We're gonna share all of our sales from the past week, which it was a pretty awesome week. So you want to stay tuned till the end, where we tell you all of our numbers, exactly how much we made. We are investing it, so we're going to give you an update on how our investments are going. And then we're going to show some community BOLOs. So these are items that other people in the reseller community have sold and sold for some good money. So make sure that you stay tuned for that, because you might learn something new about a category that you don't know about yet. So let's get started.
Our first sale was a pretty good one. It was this Jim Beam bottle. It had this Hawaiian design. We sold it for $30 on Facebook Marketplace.
So this was vintage, and I think that's what made it sell. These might be collectible. I'm not sure about all of them. The ones that we picked up, it took a little while for them to sell, a couple weeks, but they ended up selling. We were
in the same week.
happy. Yeah, we're really happy with that profit. I thought this would be really cute for like a tiki bar.
We sold this Notre Dame cardigan for $18 on Poshmark. Quick flip.
We're happy with that sale. We got it from a Goodwill, and we like picking up college branded items. They seem to do pretty well because they're very expensive.
And Notre Dame is doing pretty good in football this year, so that's probably why it sold so fast. Last week we sold some fabrics that were, quilting related. This week we also sold these two items we sold for $40 total. First were these Dresden plate feed sack pieces, and this other one was Grandma's flower garden. And so we sold those on Facebook Marketplace.
This was a really exciting sale. A lady had messaged us and asked if we could combine shipping for her, so we made a custom listing and she came back and bought it. So it was really exciting to, basically all of those fabric pieces sold within like 2 days, which was amazing. We had them sitting in our death pile for like a month and just like didn't know what to do with them, didn't know how we were going to price them. And so we probably could have sold them for a little bit more since they did sell so quickly, but really happy with that return.
Okay, so it's been a while since we've had a bundle on Poshmark, and this one was a bundle of 3 items. So this first one was this vintage coat by God Shows. The second one was this loft. It was this, kind of plain sweater. And last was this scarf. We sold them all for $72.
Yeah, so the scarf and that coat we have had listed for a really long time. The loft sweater we hadn't had listed for as long, but loft usually kind of sits for us for a while. So I was really happy to take that offer. That coat we've had for about a year basically, and it had a little bit of a hole at the collar. I thought it was beautiful, this beautiful vintage coat. So Gotcho's was a department store in New Orleans, and so I ended up dating this to like 50s or 60s based on the style and the tag that was in there, but pretty cool. So definitely be on the lookout for like vintage items like that, because eventually they will sell, and that was a good return because we just spent a couple dollars on it.
Didn't it also have like real fur? We think it might have been.
We think it was real fur, but there was no tag identifying what the fur was. And we think that it might have been like lamb's wool. Like, I don't know how to describe it. Well, I'll show you a little close-up of what it looked like, and it was just so soft. So we couldn't figure out exactly what to call it, but the fur was really, really soft.
Overall, we're very happy that someone decided to pick this up. It was just a really nice coat.
Yeah.
We sold the single stitch vintage t-shirt for just $10. It was called Earth's Enchanted something or another. It had the jungle on it.
It had like stains and stuff, and I think it was kind of fraying. So that's why I sold for just $10.
Oh well. Then we sold this Budweiser sweater for $23 on Mercari. Pretty good.
Yeah, so this came from my sister. She had given us a box of things to take home that she and her husband didn't want anymore, and this was one of them, and it sold really quickly, just in a day, which was surprising to me. I was not expecting it to sell that quickly, but I guess someone wants it for ugly Christmas sweaters.
Right.
Not really sure. It's not really Christmassy, but it is ugly, so I don't know.
We sold these wedge sandals by Born for $27 on Poshmark. Pretty good.
Yeah, very good. So I had them listed at $30, and our Posher VA bot sent out a 10% offer, so $27 with the 10%, which is pretty good. I love when the bot makes deals for me.
We sold this black sweater by Eloquy for $12 on Poshmark.
Yeah, so I would only pick up more kind of substantial pieces from Eloquy. This was just a crop sweater, so it didn't have much value.
We sold these Birkenstocks for $36 on Poshmark.
Again, this was one that was a 10% offer, so I had them listed at 40, and the bot sent out a 10% offer, 36, and they sold. And those are ones that I had been wearing for a little while, but I got another pair that fit me better, also from Vince. So we put those back on, and they sold. And the person was happy with them, which was good because they were returned once before on eBay. And the person said that the toe strap was too wide, and so it was item not as described. Like, okay, sorry you've got skinny toes. I don't know what to tell you.
And one of the best things about these type of items is that you can wear them, you can put them on sale, and so that means you can get some use out of them. It's really nice to be a reseller like that, and hopefully you have some items like that where you just make use of once in a while.
Yeah, people are already buying it secondhand, so it might as well be 30. And what's really the difference,
right.
Okay?
We sold this Levi's jacket for $30 on Facebook Marketplace.
This was a good sale, but it did weigh more than what we had paid for, or what the buyer had paid for the shipping label. It was just like a few ounces, so we sent it anyway. And I think that what happens when you do that on Facebook is Facebook gets like a charge back. What we decided to do was, if the buyer, ended up being charged that, from the post office, that we would, cover the difference. So hopefully that buyer would have reached out to us to say, when the postman came, he said, I owed him $3, what's that about? And then we would say like, oh, we can give you the $3. So
right. We sold this other Jim Beam bottle that I told you about earlier. It's this Civil War design. We sold it for $56.95 on eBay.
You might notice a big difference between the first one that we sold for $30 and then this one that we sold for $56. That's because with eBay items, we include the shipping on them, and our other platforms, we don't include the shipping because they're prepaid labels, whereas on eBay, we then go in and buy the label. And sometimes we have to pay more and sometimes we have to pay less. So in order for our accounting to reflect that, we include, when we're telling you the price including shipping on eBay. So that was a great sale. The person gave us good feedback, which is always good. So that means, it's not being returned, or in this case, which, because it was glass, it was ceramic, it didn't break on the way there. So always good.
Pretty proud of that, because it's always nerve-wracking to ship something like that. We sold this nice little V-neck Christmas sweater for $29.20 on eBay.
Yeah, so perfect timing for that to sell.
Okay, so this one took a little while, and we thought we would get more originally when we posted it, but it is what it is. It's this eyelet jacket by St. John. We sold it for $51.05 on eBay.
Originally, this jacket cost $900. Like, if you bought it from St. John new. So we were hoping for like
at least 100.
Yeah, I think we had it listed at 80, and I felt like that was a big discount, from 900 to 80, and it was in good condition. Like,
yeah, great condition. Actually.
So we were kind of sad about that. So let us know if you have good luck selling St. John for good money, because it was even like, it's not even like it was ugly. Like, it was a nice jacket, and it was, trendy. Like, I feel like I would see people wearing this now. So
it doesn't really help when it's cold though. All that wind is gonna
I know. I mean, it's fashion only,
right.
No function, but whatever.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, this next sale was pretty surprising. We sold this Dodge Ram Cummins turbo diesel hat for $25.90 on eBay.
So this was pretty good because we had gotten this free from a garage sale. The person just said, oh, you can just take that. And we were kind of thinking, well, it probably won't sell, or we'll just sell for just a little bit. But it sold really fast in like 2 weeks. So that's awesome.
We're trying to win that competition, and every dollar counts. So I was really surprised when we got $20 for this.
Yeah.
Next, we sold these ski poles for $54.95 on eBay. I think these went internationally.
They did. So if you saw on our Instagram, we had a really tall package where we had Frankenboxed 2 boxes together. And those were these ski poles. And it just goes to show you why we include our shipping in our, gross number, because we ended up paying a lot more for shipping than what we had charged the buyer originally, which kind of stunk, but still good profit.
Yeah, we sold this tunic top by Free People for $24.30 on eBay.
Free People is kind of one of our bread and butter brands, and especially these kind of tunics with the cuffs, they are definitely free people's bread and butter.
We sold these mules by Bandolino for $18 on Poshmark. Not so bad.
Yeah, but we've had those listed for over a year.
457 days.
Yeah. We got those from King's mom, so we didn't pay anything for them, but they have been listed for a very, very long time.
We had another bundle. This one was for 4 items. The first one was this J. Crew sweater. The second one was a J. Jill sweater. And the third one was a Lucky Brand button down. And the fourth one was this chambray shirt by 7. And we sold them all on Poshmark for $40 altogether. So that bundle was pretty nice. A lot of these were pretty old.
Yes, a lot of them were very, very old, which is why I accepted the offer for $40, which is lower than what I probably would have usually if these were newer items, but they were very old and I was happy to get rid of them.
This next sale, very exciting. We sold this huge lot of more than 150, I think, these sewing patterns for $215.10 on eBay. Wow.
Yeah, and this one went internationally as well. It went to England.
Yeah, she paid like, I think $300 some odd total is what I saw.
Yeah.
It was nuts. She paid over $100 in just the shipping to England.
She paid so much in shipping. It was crazy. So we were really excited to sell this. We had just lowered the price of this lot. We had been getting lots of interest on it, but just no offers, no nothing. And we had priced it high to begin with, thinking
like
that, 350, thinking that people would send us offers, like lower offers. And people, I think, were just intimidated by how much it was. So when we lowered the price, that was when her offer came in. And she was a really nice lady. We messaged back and forth a couple times. So I'm really excited for her to get these, and hopefully she is happy with her purchase.
Yeah, I looked at her eBay store and it showed that she sold pretty much these patterns exclusively. She sold so many of these patterns. So hopefully those are good for her.
Yeah, hopefully.
We sold these loafers by Weejuns. Not sure. $43.55 on eBay.
Yeah, so these also came from my brother-in-law, and they sold very quickly, which was surprising to me. I don't feel like men's loafers are really in demand right now because not a lot of people are going into work, and even like workplaces have, less strict dress codes now. I feel like not as many people have to dress in business attire anymore. So, but really excited those sold.
We sold this nice red wool coat by Woolrich for $64.15 on eBay.
That was a really good sale. This was vintage Woolrich. And we've had pretty good luck with that brand, and this was no exception. We have had it listed since May, but it's finally getting cold enough that people would need a coat like that.
We sold this button-up shirt by Taylor Stitch for $49.30 on eBay. Just this shirt, crazy.
Yeah, so this is a brand to be on the lookout for, definitely, because this sold overnight. It was so fast, and the same person had made an offer on Poshmark and then bought it from us on eBay because we had listed a little bit higher on Poshmark for offers. And this brand, Taylor Stitch, is sold on the website Huckberry, which if you haven't heard of that website, you should go and check it out because I would describe it as like a men's Revolve. But it's more like outdoorsy type stuff, but it's a website that sells lots of different brands. And these brands, like, I don't know that Taylor Stitch is sold a lot of other places, but it's sold on this website. So you would also be good to, tag that keyword in your listing. So anyway, just something to be on the lookout for. So if you're interested in looking at like high-end men's brands and learning more of those brands, Huckberry is a good website to kind of do some research on.
We sold this denim jacket by Andy Johns for $33.55 on eBay.
So this came from friends of ours, and we just thought it was just kind of a regular barn coat, and it ended up selling, but it's just an okay sale. I wouldn't necessarily recommend being on the lookout for this brand. Next,
we sold this pair of jeans by American Eagle for $22 on Poshmark. Pretty good.
Bread and butter. We love selling American Eagle.
A second Taylor Stitch shirt for $44.30 on eBay.
So we had listed this a little bit lower because it had some marks on it. It was a white shirt and it had a couple of spots. So I listed it a little bit lower, but it still sold within a day, which is awesome. So thank you. My brother-in-law gave me these, but I think that they actually originally came from my brother who found them at Goodwill. So thank you, Patrick and Ryan, for handing these down to me for us to make almost $100 on them. So that was great.
Crazy.
So let's go through all of our numbers from this past week. We sold a total of 31 items for a gross revenue of $1,070.30. And our cost of goods for those 31 items was $54.84. So you heard us say a lot throughout this week. We got this free from a friend. We got this free from our family. So a lot of the things that we had this week didn't cost us anything, which is awesome. And then our net profit, so after fees, shipping, and cost of goods, we made a total of $707.37.
Pretty nice.
So that's awesome. Usually we make around $500 a week, so $700 this week is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It came a lot from that big lot of patterns, which is awesome. We actually got that at a church garage sale. So the church hosted like a big garage sale that, anyone in the church could donate their things, and then all the money went back to the church. Mm-hmm. So we're going to give a little bit of the money that we made on that back to that church, because
we figured we'd give a little bit back. We got it for so cheap. It makes sense to do so.
They could have also made that much money on it, but they just don't have the know-how.
Right. Okay, as always, we put about half of our profits into this total stock market index experiment that we are showing you the potential of your money making money. And as always, this is not investing advice. And this week, we want to talk about, a little bit of what I said last week, where we are paying 0.03% on an annual basis for them to basically hold the money and invest it and, reinvest those things. And so this 0.03% is called the expense ratio. And so that's the yearly amount that you pay. And when you think about the $1 million that we're trying to get to, 0.03% a year is going to be $300. And so you have to pay that, just to have that money there. And so compare that to 3%, that's $30,000 a year. That's why we stress the importance of, keeping the cost low, especially when it comes to index funds. Those are where you're going to pay the least. And 3% is not too out of the ordinary for when you're paying for an active manager. Some are going to be between 1% and 3%, but that's a pretty big difference. $300 versus $30,000 a year. And so when you have that much money, and when you're planning for your retirement, and when we make our plans for our retirement, that's what we're basing a lot of these decisions on. It's going to be a plan of trying to think way far ahead. And hopefully we are inspiring you to just look at it. It doesn't have to be a whole lot at one time. It doesn't have to be today. But as we talk about it more and more, hopefully it inspires you to just take action. Okay, now it's time for community BOLOs. Our first community BOLO comes from our new friend, the Cha-Ching King. He's got a really big following on Instagram. You should definitely follow him there. And he's growing his YouTube. He just recently hit 1,000 subs. Congrats! So we are so excited for Scott. He's doing a lot of great things in this community. You should definitely give him a follow. He sent us this really cool poncho. It was from the 1968 Olympics. He said that one of the most notable things about this is that the designer, this artist, was Lance Wyman. And he designed the Olympic stuff for this particular year for Mexico. So just take a look at it. It's psychedelic, just really fun. He sold it for $200. Are you kidding?
Wow.
So be on the lookout for vintage Olympic stuff. But if you ever come across Lance Wyman, you should definitely look him up as well. Apparently he's a great artist to be on the lookout for. So thank you so much for sending that to us, Scott. You should definitely check out the Cha-Ching King. He's got so much knowledge, and he is just teaching everybody. He's got, I think, 11,000 people following him on Instagram. And don't forget to check out his YouTube too. He's got a lot of great things going on there and a whole lot of fun.
Okay, so our next community BOLO comes from the Hooks, and they sent us this Coleman stove. It was vintage, and it was a model 501. It was just a single burner stove. It's a collector's piece, and they sold it for almost $200, $199.95. And they said that they only spent about $25 on it. So that's awesome. So it's just a small backpacking stove, and it's worth a good amount because collectors love them, and it was dated back to 1962. So if you know anything about like vintage appliances and stoves and things like that, you know that the vintage ones are made so much better than the current ones. Like the current ones are made to fall apart, and the old ones were made to last. So people are always on the lookout for these vintage type items. So if you find vintage appliances, any of these kind of camper stoves, you'll definitely want to look them up. So thank you so much to the Hooks for sending that in. You should definitely check out their YouTube and their Instagram. They have an amazing YouTube channel. We watch seriously every video. We love them. And we love following them on Instagram, especially because on either of those two places, sometimes they show their cute little kids, and so it's just so fun. So we love watching them and hearing, how their business is going and just learning from them. And they're so close to 1,000 subs, so definitely you should follow them so you can be in their 1K club, and they totally deserve to get to 1,000 subs because they are some of the sweetest people on YouTube. So thanks so much for watching this video. Leave a comment down below of how your week has gone, and if you've made it this far in the video, you should definitely give it a like. And if you aren't subscribed, consider subscribing to our channel. We would love to have you as part of our community. And we will see you in the next one.
Yeah, keep that passion burning, y'all. So we've got some really great BOLOs for you. Hopefully you paid attention. $200 from each of these folks. And we're so excited for you to be picking up really cool items. Hopefully you're making really great sales like theirs. We had a $200 sale too. So $200 sales all around.
Yeah.
We're so excited for you. We're rooting for you. And we'll see you later.
Bye.
And the fourth one was this chambray shirt by 7-7. 7-7?
It's like
7.
It's a 7, but one of the letters in there is a 7.
Okay, I'll show you a little tag.
Yeah.
7-7? No, it's just 7, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one took a little while, and we thought we would get more originally when we posted it, but it is what it is. It's this eyelet jacket. It's this eyelet jacket by St. John.